Vibration and DFT Comparative Study of Pyridine with Cu, Ni, and Zn metals. Abstract theoretical study of 3D transition metals Ni, Cu, and Zn have been done. The comparison of pyridine with 3D transition metals Ni, Cu, and Zn were optimized. Vibrational of spectra give fine changes at molecular levels because the vibration spectra results from the molecular vibration. The metal atoms Ni, 2, Cu, 2, and Zn, 2, coordinated with pyridine through nitrogen atom of the ring. Raman and IR bands belongs to the vibrations of coordination. All studies will lead to better understanding of the effect of 3 different transition metals Ni, Cu, and Zn with thebiological systems. Pyridine has C2V symmetry. The complexes have a symmetry. Keywords comparative study of pyridine DFT, transition metals Cu, Ni, and Zn. Introduction. Gas phase studies of metal ion molecule complexes have provided a wealth of valuable information on binding energies, geometries, and the microscopic behavior of chemical and physical processes. Such information is critical to the understanding of heterogeneous catalysis, organ-metallic reactions in condensed phase, and electron transfer involved in biological systems 1 to 4. In addition to experimental investigations, theoretical studies have characterized detailed interactions between metal ions and molecules as well as provided binding energies. For calibration of experimental measurements, several theoretical methods, namely, HF, MP2, and DFT were applied in an attempt to approach accurate values and to establish trends in the metal ion ligand systems 5 to 9. Pyridine, C5H5N, is an aromatic molecule consisting of a p-electron ring and a nitrogen atom. Pyridines, C5H5N, and their derivatives have been widely used in fields ranging from medicinal to industrial applications. The pyridine ring provides a potential binding site for metals and the information on their coordinating properties is important in understanding the role of metal ions in biological systems. Very few studies containing gas phase interactions of pyridine with metal ions along with the experimental results have appeared so far. The only published results have been the formation of Ag+, pyridine, and with N equals 1, 2, 3, or 4 through gas phase clustering reactions by Casselman-10. The binding energies of the third and fourth pyridines attached to Ag+ were deduced from the Van 't Hoff plot. However, the detailed interaction, geometry, and binding energy of bare Ag and interacting with one pyridine molecule remain unknown. Mulligan noted that pyridine can be treated as a p-type complex or as a p-donor type ligand because of the lone pair electrons on its nitrogen atom 11. Because conjugation between a lone pair and the p electrons of an aromatic ring has rendered nitrogen the favored basic site, it is reasonable to expect metal cations to orient themselves toward the N atom. The electrostatic model predicts that the metal ions are likely to align with pyridine dipole moment, 2.19d, 12 which is along the C2 axis. Because the lone pair electrons and dipole moment coexist on the same plane and in the same direction, electron donation from pyridine to metal ions may be important for the pyridine complexes as well. Henson has theoretically studied CO, Akison, pyridine, and CO, Salin, pyridine, complexes and shown that the nitrogen of the pyridine is bound to CO atoms 9. Recently, the charge transfer process of Ag plus pyridine have been observed experimentally 13 and this report was later extended to experimental work to Cu plus pyridine and theoretical studies of Cu and Ag and metal pyridine complexes have been performed 14. Attractiveness of copper ions in these compounds results mainly from the magnetic properties of Cu2+ ion, mixed valence oxidation state pair Cu2+/Cu+, photoluminescence, structural features and biological relevance involving the binuclear site and cytochrome oxidases and related model compounds 8. Having one different donor atoms pyridine ions can coordinate to metals through the nitrogen, giving rise to linkage isomers, dimers, or polynuclear species with different dimensionality and nuclearity. According to the HSAB, hard soft acid base theory, SCN ion coordinates to hard acids, Mn2+, CO2+, and Ni2+, through nitrogen atom, and the uncoordinated sulfur atom is involved in hydrogen bonds and sometimes involved in S.S interactions. If the transition metal center is soft acid, Cd2+, Cu and Hg2+, SCN ligand binds to central ion through sulfur atom. Cu2+ ion behaves as an intermediate Lewis acid and it is expected to bind the two sides of the SCN ligand, but with higher tendency to coordinate to the nitrogen 9 to 11. A search in the CSD, the Cambridge Structural Database, version 5.33, reveals 270 mononuclear copper, 2, complexes containing N-coordinated thiocyanate groups and only 10 compounds with SCN bound to Cu center via the SN12. Another interesting feature of Cu2 complexes is the coordination geometry around the metal ion. Cu2 ions can be 4, 6 and 5 coordinate. The last ones usually display intermediate stereochemical environment ranging between trigonal and bipyramidal. In the present work we have synthesized metal ligand complexes of pyridine with 3 major D-block metals, viz. Ni, Cu, and Zn and characterized these with the help of standard spectroscopic techniques. A comparative study of pure pyridine and its metal complexes have been done by theoretical DFT calculations 3 and experimental FTIR and Raman spectra. 2 theoretical. The optimized geometries of pure pyridine as well as of the complexes of pyridine with 3 different, 3D, metals in the harmonic wave numbers, Raman and IR intensities of different normal modes of pyridine and of all the complexes were calculated using the Gaussian 03 program package 15. Theoretical DFT calculations were done using the hybrid functional that mixes the Li, Yang, and Par functional for the correlation part and the Beck's 3-parameter functional for the exchange part, B3LYP, 11,12, employing the 631 plus G, DP, and LA and L2DZ basis sets and the geometries of the pure form of pyridine as well as of the pyridine metal complexes were optimized. The vibrational wave numbers of the pyridine were calculated at B3LYP/631 plus G, DP, theoretical level. For optimizing the geometrical structures of the metal complexes of pyridine M, Pi, 2Cl2, where M equals, Ni, 2, Cu, 2, and Zn, 2, we have used the B3LYP functional with LA and L2DZ split valence basis set. 3 experimental. The pyridine liquid was purchased from Merck, Darmstadt, Germany and directly used without further purification. FTIR and laser Raman spectra for pure pyridine and 3 transition metals were obtained. The FTIR spectrometer used was the Perkin-Elmer Spectrum 65 FTIR spectrometer. The FTIR spectra were recorded in the range 400-4000 cm1 with the samples kept in the form of KBr pellets. The laser Raman setup consists of a 514.5 nmAr and laser delivering about 5 MW intensity as an excitation source, an Olympus 50X objective microscope for proper focusing of laser beam on desired portion of the sample in the Raman spectrometer, Rennie Shaw RM1000, having spectral resolution of 1 cm1. The Raman spectra were recorded in the range 200-3500 cm1. The dispersion element of the spectrometer is a grating whose grating constant is 2400 groove/mm. Spectrometer scanning, data collection and processing were done by a dedicated computer using gram wire software. The Origin 6.1 software was used for further analysis of band shape. For results and discussion. In the present work, the theoretical study of interaction of pyridine with transition metal have been done. The structure of pyridine with ZnCu, Ni, and pure pyridine were optimized. The optimization were done using density functional theory, DFT, at B3LYP functional, employing the LANL2DZ and 631 plus G, DP, basis sets. The optimized structures are given in figure 1. The binding energy for pi and Zn, pi and Cu, pi and Ni, and pi pure are given in table 1. The dipole moments for pi and Zn, pi and Cu, pi and Ni, and pi pure are also calculated and presented in table 2. Pyridine has C2V symmetry. All the complexes have C1 symmetry. In vibrational spectra give fine changes at molecular levels because the vibrational spectra results from the molecular vibrations. In order to observe the fine charges, we have calculated the vibrational Raman and IR spectra of pure pyridine and all the complexes of pyridine. The Raman spectra of all the complexes and they are presented in figure 2. The FTIR spectra are presented in figure 3. Binding energies and structures also are presented and analyzed herein. The metal ligand binding modes of the theoretically calculated as well as experimentally observed spectra of the complexes confirmed that the metal, 2, atom coordinated with pyridine through the endocyclic nitrogen atom. This observation was further verified by observing the Raman and IR wave number shifts corresponding to CH stretching and ring stretching, bending, and out-of-plane bending vibrations. Conclusion. Theoretical study of interaction of pyridine with transition metal have been done. The structure of pyridine with ZnCu, Ni, and pure pyridine were optimized. Pyridine has C2V symmetry. All the complexes have C1 symmetry. In vibrational spectra give fine changes at molecular levels because the vibrational spectra results from the molecular vibrations. Binding energies and structures also are presented and analyzed herein. The metal atoms of Ni, 2, Cu, 2, and Zn, 2, coordinated with pyridine through nitrogen atom of the ring. On coordination Raman and IR bands belonging to vibrations of coordination region were observed in the DFT-derived spectra. The bands belong to the ring and CH group appearing in the higher wave number region also shifted in the experimental Raman and IR spectra. This study and further similar study will lead to better understanding of the effect of coordination of metals with the biological systems. Acknowledgement. I express my profound sense of gratitude and sincere thank to my supervisor Pro. Akia Anand Singh, Professor Department of Physics J.P.U. Chapra. I am grateful to Pro Ranjan Kumar Singh, Professor Department of Physics BHU for being a source of constant encouragement and for giving his valuable suggestion during the whole research work. I am also thankful to all my colleagues and other staff of DBSD Degree College Kadna.